Hey my beautiful techies, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel, Beautifully Techies, where beauty and tech meet. And today I'm down here in Cabbage Town in Atlanta, Georgia, taking advantage of all the beautiful graffiti that's on the walls. And today I'm going to be using the Samsung Galaxy S20 to show you all my favorite features that I like to use on its camera. Stay tuned. So the first camera feature that I was absolutely loving on Samsung's Galaxy S20 was just making a video. So what I did is when I was down at Cabbage Town, they have they have a wall that is lined with not necessarily graffiti, but beautiful murals. So I took advantage of that and I strutted myself against the wall of the mirrors just to show like a contrast of, you know, the scenery of real life versus what was on the walls, and I thought it made for a beautiful video. So that's what I did. So the second feature that I was loving about the S20 was its amazing camera. Sometimes you have phones that take photos, and sometimes you have phones like the Samsung Galaxy S20 that make a girl take a photo, okay? So I took plenty of them. I have a couple where I was sitting on a bench. It just looked like a really nice sight and the sunlight was hitting me at the perfect moment. So I took plenty of those where I thought I looked really pretty, or I thought I looked really cool, or I thought I looked really sassy. Either way, I thought I looked pretty good. And so I just loved how the Samsung Galaxy captured the essence of me through something as simple as just a photo. So that's what I did, and I absolutely loved it. So for anyone who's ever visited Cabbage Town in Atlanta, you know it's just vibrant and full of life, and it's full of people who are whipping and whizzing across you left and right. And so I had to take advantage of the slow-mo feature that is on the Samsung Galaxy S20, and that's what I did. I asked someone who was skateboarding if he could be recorded using the phone and taking advantage of the slow-mo feature, and that's what I did, and it came out amazing, as you can see here. But I absolutely love that take. I was in love with it when I saw it, and I just kind of kept playing it over and over again because it looked amazing. It really showed off the features that are on the Samsung Galaxy S20 using the slow-mo feature. Don't you think it's great? And as some of you may have noticed, Sabrina got some braids in her hair, okay? Some long braids. And so I had to take advantage of having these long braids in my hair. So I used the super slow-mo feature on the Samsung Galaxy S20. And this is a video of me whipping my hair back. I whip my hair back and forth. So anyway. Yeah, this is a video of me doing that in front of a wall with graffiti, beautiful graffiti, actually a mural. This actually was not taken at Cabbage Town, but somewhere near it. But I just thought it was a beautiful background for me to whip my hair up against. I felt inspired by the mural, and I wanted to show that inspiration using the super slow-mo feature on the S20. And heading back on over to Cabbage Town, like I mentioned, there is so much going on in Cabbage Town. People are walking, people are talking, people are painting, people are dating. That didn't rhyme, but we're gonna go with it. But I wanted to capture basically just a moment in time that was going on at Cabbage Town. So I used the time lapse feature that was on the Samsung S20, and so I recorded for roughly maybe about 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes, and it condensed everything down to, you know, so much time in time lapse. And as you can see, people are whizzing by, cars are going in and out of the tunnel. It looks beautiful. This is just something great to use on the phone. It comes out beautifully. I was in love with this shot as well. There was so much to love about this camera, and this is just one feature I love. So this is me using the time lapse feature. Okay, so I know I've said everything is cool, but this is literally probably one of the single most coolest features about the S20. And speaking of single, that's exactly what it is, a single take. So when you have the S20, one of the newest features that I talk about at work when I talk to customers is the single take. And people, when they see it, they're obsessed. So with the single take, if you are at an event, or if you're just, I don't know, in a tunnel, maybe like I was at Cabbage, you take the S20 and you can turn around in a 360 motion. And it doesn't even have to be an entire circle, but you turn around, which what I did, and single take captures all these different types of moments within like a 10-second frame. And it chooses out of that frame what looks best. So it's like, this video looks best, this picture looks best, this filter looks best. It's one of the best selling points about this phone because it takes the guesswork out of capturing the best moments, which a lot of people sometimes know how to do and sometimes they don't. So that's really a really good feature that's on the phone, where if you're not the best at trying to capture the moment, guess what? Your phone's gonna do it for you. It's gonna think for you. That's scary, but cool at the same time. But yeah, one of my favorite features again is the single take, and that is again on the S20. So for those of you all who have never been to Cabbage, I tried my best to capture the graffiti that lines the walls of the tunnel as best as I could, and I did that by getting a panorama shot. So with panorama, that is when you turn around in a 360 motion or a complete circle, and you are able to get 360 views of what you're looking at. So I stood in one spot and I turned completely around in one circle, and I tried to get basically a long shot or a panoramic shot of what I was looking at in the tunnel, and I think it came out pretty cool. So as you all can probably tell from my photos, I went out to Cabbage multiple times, maybe over the course of about 3 or 4 days. And while I was out there, there were times where I was there into the night, and which was cool because I was able to utilize the night mode that comes on the S20. So this is a shot of me in front of a gorgeous mural of a woman with her hair flowing in the wind, and that is me looking out into the galaxy. Yeah, so that is the night mode that I am using on the photo here. And I have to admit, even without the night mode on, the Galaxy did a really great job of just putting light into the photo. But this is an example that I have of where the night mode is on. There is also a lamp post that's near me as well, but the Galaxy phone really did a great job of lighting the mural that was behind me. So in the midst of recording and getting pictures and these awesome shots using this S20, I got hungry, okay? So my friend and I went to a Mexican restaurant, and when we did, I utilized taking pictures of the food using the S20 because there is a particular mode that you can use on the phone to capture beautiful pictures of your food. So that's what I did. I took the phone and I took a picture of basically the plate that I had, which one night it was like a quesadilla, and another plate was like a picture of shrimp taco or something like that. And so we used the phone to take pictures of the food because it makes it look beautiful. It basically puts like portrait mode on your food, so that way when you're uploading to Instagram, or if you have people who want to show off any creations that they make, this is what you would use to take pictures and record your food basically. So that's what we did. So one of the main features that really differentiated the S20 was talking about the zoom on the camera. The S20 could zoom up to 30 times. So I definitely tried to take advantage of that. I did a couple different examples. One example was just recording down the tunnel of Cabbage Town. So I stood at one end and I wanted to take the camera and just record zooming down using a 30 times zoom down the tunnel, and that was really cool. The quality of it was good. It kind of started to fizzle out a little bit as it got towards the 30 times zoom, but it was still cool because it could still do it. Another example that I did was zooming in 30 times on a beautiful mural of a woman that I saw around the corner from Cabbage Town. So I recorded that as well, and we zoomed in on her picture 30 times. So that was really cool. That one I felt was a bit better in terms of the quality. Both were pretty good, but like I said, I thought the one of the mirror was a lot better, but still the 30 times zoom is really cool. You can definitely use it if you are far away from something or something that you can't get that close to. That's when you would use that 30 times zoom, but just be aware of it can be a little distorted once it starts zooming in extremely far. But for the most part, I still really liked it. This was probably one of my favorite shots to shoot and also my most difficult. It was using the live focus video on the phone. And what was so cool about it is I was within the tunnel and I made the color disappear and then I made the color reappear. And it was the coolest little thing. Like, I thought I was like a magician. I thought I was cool. You know, I felt like an artist down there in Graffiti'd, Cabbage Town, my bad. Down there in Cabbage Town, and it was the coolest feature that I felt was on the phone. All of them are really cool. This one was like really dope. I really like this one. I feel like you can play around a lot with this one and really create some great things. And then also with the live focus video, you can blur out your background so that the subject is really being focused on and your background kind of fizzles out, and again creates a lot of emphasis towards the subject, and it really stands out, and it's a lot of power coming from the shot. Live focus photo and live focus video were two very prominent features that were on the S20 camera. And for those of you all who may not know what that is, live focus basically has the subject to almost come alive within the photo. So within live focus photo, I did a couple examples. For that one, I had my Black Lives Matter t-shirt on, and I stood up against some Black Lives Matter graffiti that was on the wall, and to really just create emphasis towards the subject, which was me, I used the effects that came with live focus. So with the effects were basically something that was called like spin. It made my background appear like it was spinning, and then another feature, it made it seem like my background was emanating from me, and then another feature was everything in my background turned black and white and it left me in color. All three effects, which made the subject, of course, like I said, was me, and my message really stand out. And that wasn't the only features, but those were the ones that we could really get to stand out in the photos, and those are the examples that I have. Something that was really just exhilarating and fun that I did towards the end of getting everything together was zoom through the tunnel. Okay. Don't try this, but we zoomed through the tunnel. Okay, I was not driving. I take that back. I was driving. My assistant was recording for me using the phone. And when we were using the phone to zoom through the tunnel, we did an example with video stabilization on and one with video stabilization off. Both of them actually looked really good. But the first clip that I'm going to show is going to be with the stabilization on. And from this video, you can see that though we are going very fast, everything still looks good. It's still pretty crisp. Everything's not jumping up around and everything. And then the second clip that I'm going to add is with the video stabilization off. Using this video, like I said, it actually still looks pretty good, but you can tell a difference. It does look a little bit unstable. The stabilization was not on, and so there is a difference, and that really comes in handy when you have action shots that you're trying to capture. And so the phone can kind of act as like an action camera and can keep your video stable, which is what anyone can appreciate. So this was a really cool feature that was fun to capture, but also, as you can see, it worked very well. So video stabilization. A+. So as you can see, I had like a really good time getting content together for the Samsung Galaxy S20. It was so much fun exploring all the camera features that they offer. And honestly, I didn't even touch on everything, but that was probably the best ones that I felt that I could see myself using or anyone using just to really create great content. So I absolutely loved all of it. It was a lot of fun. If you have a Samsung Galaxy S20, what do you use yours for? I'm curious to know. I felt it was some pretty creative ways that I used it, but I'm always open to learn and I want to see what you all did. So please comment below if you have used an S20 or if you know someone else who has, or you know, any pictures that you thought were really cool. I'd love to see them. Please share. I'm curious. All right, so that wraps up how I feel about all the wonderful features of the camera on Samsung Galaxy S20. I hope you really enjoyed the content as much as I enjoy putting it together for you. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at beautifullyteched, and also please leave a beautiful, kind comment below. And it's beautiful and kind because it's a reflection of you. All right, so again, feel free to follow me, follow for more videos, subscribe to this channel, and stay beautiful, techies. God bless.